Hi everyone. In this particular section, we are going to talk about a service from Amazon that is known as Amazon Kendra. And in this particular service, we are going to see that how exactly this service can be helpful for the different organizations or for the different use cases. But before moving ahead and deep dive into the technical aspect, I just wanted to convey a message which is related to the Amazon Kendra. We will take an example by which we will be able to understand exactly that what Amazon Kendra can do for us and how we can take benefit from this particular service. So whether you are working in an organization or you are a college student and or you are maybe an IT professional, you can also use this Amazon Kendra for your day-to-day task as well. How exactly this Amazon Kendra can help an individual, we are going to see that. So let's take an example. Before that, my name is Virender and I'm a senior AWS consultant. I have 8 years of experience and this is my YouTube channel Cloud by Veer. Please hit the subscribe button and do like the video once you will be seeing finish this entire video. So first we will have a little example session in which we will be able to understand that what exactly this Kendra can do, and then we will have the practical demonstration session in which we will do the practical demonstration and we'll see how exactly this Amazon Kendra can help us in the real time as well on the AWS management console. Now let's take an example. Suppose you are a particular student in a college maybe, or you are an IT professional. So it's just an example. This is you. Okay. Now maybe your organization has given one task to you in which they have given you vast amount of documents, maybe type of data or historical data of that organization. Your organization can be, suppose you are working in, in a healthcare organization, in a pharmaceutical company, you are working maybe in media and entertainment, or maybe you are working in a product based company or any type of company you are working in. They have given you a specific data set or maybe a set of documents that is a very vast amount of information includes in that particular document they have given to you. Now they are asking you to search a specific information from those documents, right? Imagine that you are a student, okay, in a particular college. Now for the entire year, from the starting of the session, now maybe after 1 week or after 10 days there will be final examinations for the semester, and now you have prepared a lot of notes. Maybe some notes you have in the scanned documents, some maybe you have written some articles, maybe some notes you have prepared by your handwritten as well, and so many different documents you have in which you have prepared the notes for your examinations. Now let's say that you have one subject which is your maybe computer science, in which a specific topic or maybe you can say a branch of that particular subject is your machine learning, right? Now you want to revise the content, you want to revise from these particular notes, but these are a very vast amount of information. How exactly you are going to search for a specific topic from this machine learning? Maybe you want to learn about classification regression, you want to learn about classification algorithm, you want to learn about regression algorithm, or you want to learn about any specific thing from the machine learning concept, right? Now, if this thing you have to do manually with the help of these particular documents and from the handwritten notes, you can directly search for this specific word. So if you will start searching those documents manually by you or physically, then you need to search this particular word from all these documents. And once you will be getting this word, from there you will start revising the content which is specifically related to the classification algorithm. What if I will tell you that I have one service which is named as Amazon Kendra. So Kendra says that, hey, I'm here to help you. You can take benefit from me. How exactly you can take benefit from me? So we have one specific service in Amazon Web Services which is named as Simple Storage Service. So what you can do, you can upload all these documents in Simple Storage Service, and you can integrate the Simple Storage Service with Amazon Kendra via creating an index inside this Amazon Kendra. And once you create an index in Amazon Kendra, you can create a data connector source with the Simple Storage Service where you have uploaded all the documents, all the information. Now, if you want to search for classification regression model, if you want to search for any specific algorithm or any specific topic in machine learning, you can just query inside Amazon Kendra. And this Amazon Kendra is using natural language processing by machine learning. So it will be able to search the specific query or the specific word which we are trying to search, as well as it will be able to search the related words which are somehow close to the classification and regression as well. So the task which you are performing manually, physically by your own from these specific nodes, and suppose you are taking 1 hour to search the specific information from these documents, now it will take minimum, I can say that in just seconds, you will be getting the same response while using Amazon Kendra. So by this example, we got to know that this Amazon Kendra is an intelligent search service, which is basically powered by machine learning. Why Amazon has created this Amazon Kendra? It's they basically designed this service to help the different organization, those who wants to index and search their documents and their data very efficiently, right? So all the organizations out there, all the different individual users out there, they can extract the accurate and relevant information from the large amount of unstructured data. The data can be your documents, right? Data can be web pages, data can be your knowledge bases you have created, any type of data you can have, right? So this Kendra have feature of natural language processing. It has the features of deep learning models. With the help of natural language processing, deep learning, and machine learning, it will be able to take the decisions, or it has the decision making power. So, whatever the type of information you want to search from your data set, which you will be giving to this Amazon Kendra, you will be able to query from that particular data in just a couple of seconds. Now, how exactly you can do that? For that phase, we need to go to the AWS Management Console. So let's move towards the AWS Management Console and let's search for Amazon Kendra service. So let me just search as Kendra, or you can go to the machine learning services from where you can get this Amazon Kendra service directly as well. Now you need to navigate to the Amazon Kendra. Here you can see that there is an option available on the left hand side in the menu portal. Indexes option is available. Else you can just click on this create an index. So when you are creating this particular index, you can connect your data source. In our case, the data source is simple storage service. We will connect that simple storage service to this Amazon Kendra. Then we'll able to test the search experience on our own content. In our case, I have downloaded one document from the internet in which we have some sample JSON data from the Harry Potter movie series. You can see on the screen that we have this data in the JSON format in which we have the couple of information of the different Harry Potter series movies, the name of the movies, description of the movie, releasing date, director, cast, and genre. Different information for the Harry Potter different movies. We will use this information to store in the data source, and that we will be searching or will be querying in this particular data set once we'll create this entire demonstration, right? So what you need to do, you just click on this create an index option in this Amazon Kendra. First, you need to provide name to your index. Let's give it name as my first index. You can provide a description as well. Sorry, you cannot use underscore. Instead of that, you can use dash. Okay, my first index. You can provide a description if you want. Otherwise, just scroll down and just you have to choose an IAM role. Identity and access management. In short, IAM role is basically, you can say, a set of permissions in which You are basically providing the set of permissions to this Amazon Kendra, which will be used by this Amazon Kendra to perform the different tasks. Suppose in our case, once we create this index, we will have to create the data source, right? So this Amazon Kendra is going to access the data source from simple storage service. So this service will require permission to access another service. So how this exactly going to happen? By providing IAM role. So we have this IAM role concept in this identity and access management service, which is related to the account security section inside Amazon Web Services, by which we can create different types of roles, whether we can attach this role to an Amazon service, we can attach this role to an AWS account, to a individual person as well, or IAM user as well. Now you need to choose an option. You can just click on this create a new role. So this Amazon Kendra will automatically create a role with this specific set of permissions, right? You just provide a role name, Kendra role. Amazon Kendra US East 1 Kendra role. US East 1 is the Northern Virginia region in which we are creating this Amazon Kendra index. Apart from that, just click on this next button over here. Now you have to configure the access control settings. So what is this access control setting is basically, first option is that use tokens for access control. You can choose whether you want to implement token based access for this particular index or not. So by default, the no option is chosen over here, in which this option is basically made by Amazon Web Services inside this Kendra service, so that it will make all the indexed content searchable as well as displayable for all the users. So if you're providing any access control list, that will be ignored by Amazon Kendra, but as well, you can also filter on user or group level as well. But exactly this thing is that if you're choosing yes, you can choose this option so that you will be able to enable token based user access controls. Whatever the documents you will be using with Amazon Kendra with no access control, and those documents will be accessible to the users, are searchable and displayable. But if you're choosing no, that means that the documents will be displayable for all the users available, right? So this is what in the access control settings you need to choose over here. If you want to learn more about this access control setting, you just click on this info button over here. It will tell you that you can choose the type of user access control to enforce this particular index, right? So if you choose not to enforce user access control, all the indexed content is searchable and displayable for all the users available out there, right? So basically what we are doing from this point is that we are basically configuring the document level access control, right? Whatever the documents we will be using for the indexing purpose, we will be automatic filtering based on the user ID and the user groups to which we will be providing the permissions with the help of identity and access management. Then we have this user group expansion. You can choose whether to look up user groups with the IAM identity center. So right now I'm choosing none, that I am not using any user groups or any user as well. I am in my root account and I will be using my root account only. Click on this next button over here. You have this add additional capacity option available. Now you have this developer edition available and enterprise edition. So if you are an organization or you are creating this on the behalf of an organization, you can choose this enterprise edition. Otherwise, you can choose this developer edition, in which you will be getting up to 10,000 documents capacity, 4,000 queries a day, and one availability zone, in which you can create this Amazon Kendra. These are the informations which you have configured, and let's click on this create button over here, and then your Kendra index will be created. So it is propagating the IAM role. It will take 30 seconds. Please remain on the page. So we need to be remain on the page while it is creating. So the first task, you have understood that you have to create an Amazon Kendra index, right? For in which you just provide name for your index and IAM role permissions for your index, your user access control permissions. So we are getting the following index, which is my first index. It can take up to 30 minutes, it is saying, right? So as I'm recording this video as of now, we will see that if it will take a lot of time, then I will cut this video in between, or I will stop the recording, and then once it will be created, I will move forward and we'll continue with the recording section. So once it will create only, then only we'll able to add the data source. Before that, we cannot add the data source, right? Before that, let's create our S3 data source in which we will upload the data which we have downloaded from the internet. For that, we need to search S3 over here, and you go to the simple storage service. Here, we need to create the data source container in the form of S3 bucket. So we can create a bucket, which is nothing but a type of container, you can say, in which you are going to upload the content or the data which you have. If you're a student and you have the specific documents of your notes, then you can use those to upload inside the simple storage service bucket. I'm creating a general purpose bucket. So let me just provide the bucket name, my new Kendra bucket. Your name should be globally unique, otherwise you will face an error, because if I am creating this my new Kendra bucket name bucket, you cannot create the same name bucket in your account or in any other AWS account as well. Got my point? Then we have this object ownership, whether you can define with the help of access control list, or you can define that the document or the data which you are going to be uploaded inside this particular bucket are owned only by this AWS account. Or if you're choosing ECLs disabled, then you have to specify the specific permissions via using only bucket policies, which are nothing but the set of permissions in the JSON format documents. Otherwise, you can choose this ACLs enabled, in which the object or the data inside your bucket can be owned by other AWS accounts as well, which will be specified via using access control list permissions. So now we are just untick this block all public access, so that the data from this bucket will be publicly available, so that we will be accessing this data without any issues. And then just click on this create bucket button over here. So your bucket will be created, and on the other tab, let me just open this Amazon Kendra as well, so that we will check time to time that if that index has been created or not. We'll go to the indexes section, and there we will see the status. Right now, the status in the creating state. Already it has taken 2 to 3, around 4 minutes. So let's see how much time it will take. No worries. So my new Kendra bucket has been created. If you just open this bucket, you have this option of upload objects. So objects are nothing but the fundamental entities stored in Amazon S3, or you can say that you have 10 images, so you have 10 different objects. You have 5 movies files. These are the 5 different objects. So the data is basically considered as an object inside the simple storage service. Click on this upload button over here, click on this add files over here, go to your download section and click on that file which is your data set basically, right? And once you will be done with that, just click on this upload button over here. Now we have created the container, right? The container is my new Kendra bucket. In that container, we have uploaded the document in which we want to query with the help of Amazon Kendra machine learning and natural language processing capabilities, right? Now we'll move towards Amazon Kendra, and let's just refresh this web page and let's see if it is created or not. So now the status in the active status. So let's just click on this my first index over here, and you can see that the step 1 is creating an index which we have already created. The second step is add the data source. You can add the data source and you can sync your data from the simple storage service. You can use SharePoint and other databases to your index as well. In our case, we are using simple storage service for the data source. So let's just click on this add data source over here. Now you can see you have the sample AWS documentation for the add the data set over here, right? So let's just see, let me see. You can see that Amazon S3 connector is given over here. Let me just click on this add connector. You have different data source available you can use for the different use cases. These are the different data source used by the different organizations. You can have GitHub connector. If your data source reside inside the GitHub, you can use that. You can connect your Google Drive connector as well. You can use Jira, MySQL connector. In our case, I'm using simple storage service connector. So I will click on this add connector option over here. We need to provide the data source name. Let me just provide the data source name as my new data source. Okay, and English will be the language. Now let me just click on this next. We need to provide the IAM role, the permissions to this data connector as well. Let me just click on this create a new role so that it will automatically create a new role for this data connector use case as well. Amazon Kendra data source role. That's fine. And you can also configure your VPC and security group. As of now, there is no VPC available which we have created. You can use the default VPC or you can just go with the no VPC as well. Click on next. Now you need to select the data source location where exactly your data is stored inside Amazon Web Services or your simple storage service. Let's click on this browse S3, and this is the my new Kendra bucket is available. Let me just click on this choose option over here. So the bucket has been automatically fetched by this data source connector, right? Apart from that, there is the sync mode should be full sync. We want to sync the all the information available inside that particular bucket, right? And sync run schedule, we will go with the on demand. So whenever we want to query, only then, only that time we will be will have to pay as on the pay as you go pricing model or on demand basis. Let's click on this next button over here. Now we have this S3 field mapping guide. They have given some information for the guiding space. You can read about that inside your account if you want to. Otherwise, just click on this next button over here. Review the details once you will be on this particular page and click on this add data source option. So what we have done so far, we have created the index. Once we created the index, you can see that multiple options are open over here. But at the starting, only one option was there, which was the index option. Once you create the index, you need to configure the data. You need to upload the data inside your simple storage service connector, or if you're using any other connector, you need to put the data to there, and then you have to integrate that particular data source inside Amazon Kendra in the form of creation of the data source. Once you will be done with that, your data source has been created, and now you can see that the information which is relevant to your data source available over here. The IAM role which is created, type is your simple storage service. Now you have this option of sync now. If you click on the sync now option, all the data which is available inside your simple storage service bucket will be synced to the Amazon Kendra index, and this Kendra will able to take the information from your simple storage service successfully. Let's click on the sync now option available over here. So it has started syncing on this particular date and this particular time. So Kendra is basically syncing the data source, which is your my new data source, which you have created. It will take a couple of minutes to maybe few hours, depending on how big your data is. Once it will complete the syncing, which is basically a two-step process. First, it will crawl all the documents and it will determine all the information which is available inside the data source, which is integrated with the index over here, and then it will select the documents which are indexed. The speed of this syncing is basically related to, or maybe depending on the factors such as your remote repository, how exactly the throttling process is happening, what is your network bandwidth, and what is the size of the documents. In our case, I have just used bytes of size of the document. You can check the size of the document is basically only 2.90 kilobyte is the size of the document. So uh, let's see how much time it will take depending on the bandwidth of the internet, and the syncing process is just going on. You can stop the syncing as well, or you can go to the actions to edit the data source or to delete the data source. Deletion can be done by you in your account once you will be done with the process, as we have already done the important steps in this entire demonstration or in this entire project basically. Now it's while it is syncing, let me just give you the use case why exactly this thing we are doing basically. What can be the use case basically? Sometimes different organizations can have vast amount of data sets as we have discussed, and in that particular data set they want to query. The data is basically vast amount of data, and the organizations face so many challenges while querying inside that particular data. So for that phase, the Amazon Web Services or Amazon has created this Amazon Kendra service, in which you can sync the data source with the help of the different data sources available in this Amazon Kendra. You can go to the Amazon Kendra documentation to learn more about. You can search for Amazon Kendra documentation, and this is your Amazon Kendra documentation. If you click on that part, note that the second link is the documentation part. This is the developer guide. You can click on this developer guide over here, and it will take you to the particular entire documentation of Amazon Kendra, where you can learn about what is this Amazon Kendra, how to set up Amazon Kendra with the help of CLI or with the help of software development kits, how you can get started with the Amazon Kendra with the help of AWS CLI or maybe with the AWS Management Console, how you can create an index, then how you can create a data source, how you can search inside that particular index which you have created, querying an index. It will give you all the specific details that how exactly you can search or how you can query from the data source or from the index which you have created. As I always prefer AWS official documentations to learn about any specific service, I just go through the documentation. I just read the important points of the particular service, try to understand the particular service. Once I will understand the specific service set, then I perform the practical demonstration on my own in my own AWS account. Once I feel confident about that particular part, then only I create these type of videos, I record these type of videos, and I'm just continuously putting on my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can see that different videos I have already created specific video set. You can go to my YouTube channel. As of now, it's just a new channel, so I got only 500 views, 40 subscribe, 40 uh, subscribers on my YouTube channel. And if I go to the content section over here, you can see I have created multiple videos how you can master on the Bedrock, AWS Amazon Bedrock knowledge base, the AWS networking transit gateway, Terraform, so many different videos you can find out for your learning purpose. So you just visit on Cloud by Veer YouTube channel, do subscribe my channel and share it with your friends as well. As it is taking a little bit of more time, I can see, but we have only a very small size of document. I don't know why it is taking a lot of time. Let's see if it will take a lot of more time, then I will stop the recording and then I will again start the recording once it will be. Okay, so now data source has been indexed and the data source has been synced basically. Okay, and you can see that the sync status in the active status. Now let's go to the search indexed content over here. Now you can enter a test query from the document which you have provided. It will give you the result. Let me just put as maybe Harry Potter, and let's see if it will give the result. So it is giving me, that is the document which we have given to this Amazon Kendra, and it is giving me the information about that particular, from that particular document as well. So you can go to the particular information, whatever you want to search from that particular document, it will give you all the information available. So if you have given it this to this Amazon Kendra the multiple documents, it will give you the specific documents in which the specific word is available. It will be available in the multiple documents. It will give you the multiple documents links as well, so that you can search for that as well, right? You can search for the data inside the data source, or maybe you want to search a specific category, then you can search for that as well. So this is how you can query from the specific data set via providing in the Amazon Kendra by creating the indexes over here. And once you will be done with this particular practical session, just delete the data source from here. Okay, so that you will not be charged more by the AWS. You just go to your Amazon S3 as well. Try to empty your bucket, and after your bucket will be empty, then you will be able to delete the bucket as well. Let's go to the bucket section. Let's just click on this bucket and let's delete this my new bucket as well. Fine. So we have done the practical demonstration of Amazon Kendra, how Amazon Kendra can help for different organization, right? With the help of machine learning and natural language processing capability, unlike the traditional keyword-based search engines, Amazon Kendra can provide very, very accurate and relevant results. As you can see that we can search inside that particular. So we have successfully created the data source. We have successfully integrated the data source with Amazon Kendra. We have successfully created the Amazon Kendra index as well. Syncing capabilities of this Amazon Kendra we have seen, and we have seen that how you can query from the search index in this particular indexes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video informative and useful for yourself, also share with your friends as well as uh, share on LinkedIn as well if you want to share. My name is Virender Jakad over LinkedIn. Let me just show you. Let me just show you my LinkedIn profile. This is my LinkedIn profile. My name is Virender Jakad. You can see over here, I am working as a senior AWS consultant. I have 8 years of experience. Tag me on the LinkedIn as well if you found it useful. Otherwise, just subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.